Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome back to yet another video. Yeah! Hey, my name is Jason Dames. If you're not familiar with me, I'm with Final Start Fitness. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the number one thing that I believe holds people back from having great health, losing weight, feeling good, having energy, and preventing chronic disease. So make sure you stay tuned on this video coming up next. All right, so we're talking about the number one thing that holds people back from having great health. And you know, guys, this is something that's more of a way of thinking or a thought or mindset problem. It's not so much more of physiological problems. We talk about that a lot. But I would say really more the thing that holds people back more is the way they think more than the things that they do. Because the action steps always follow how you believe, right? So if I believe something in the wrong way and I start doing those action steps, it might get me the wrong results. I always like to think of it this way, but if you were like, let's say you were trying to travel somewhere and you had a map, you were trying to go to, let's say, Illinois to St. Louis, and you were using a map in Montana, you'd probably have run into some real bad problems, right? You really struggle getting to the place that you're at, and over time, you're gonna be really, really frustrated. Well, hey, it's the same way with health. And this is probably one of the biggest mindset problems that I see all the time. But normally what I see is people go on a diet, they decide to make a decision, and they go all in, go gangbusters. They're going to the gym 6 days a week, sometimes for a couple hours a day. They're cutting their calories. That's another mindset change that hopefully we can talk about, but they're cutting their calories. Then on top of that, they've got all the other stressors, their work, taking care of the family, running the kids to practices, and then they're putting themselves in a stressful situation that's just not really sustainable over time. But even more importantly, it's putting your body in a very stressful state to where you're going to be more inflamed, and it's going to make it even harder to lose weight. Being like really, in a sense, it's counterproductive to the very thing that you're trying to accomplish. So what happens is then they quit because they just get so burned out, and then basically it really takes a dig at their self-confidence and self-belief in themselves. So essentially they start not believing in themselves that they can actually accomplish it. I've seen it to where people started doing this dieting, you know, from young on up, and they've done it so many times that the best way I can explain it is the way my sister said it, because she struggled this way for forever. But she said, Jason, this is like a mountain I just can't see over past. It was so overwhelming. It was like to think of getting over to the side of that mountain would be impossible. And so essentially, every time you try to start dieting or whatever, in the back of your mind, you're thinking, I can't do it. I've tried this so many times. There's no way. I'm just going to, whatever, chalk it up and try it again. Let's see what happens this time. So you're really going into it, not really believing that you can't accomplish it. And one of the biggest things I think that you can do to change this is, one, change the mindset from, you know, losing weight, trying to cut all your calories and so forth. I think that does a big disservice because you end up just looking at the scale and you're not really taking in consideration all these other variables, lifestyle habits, your sleep, your stress, and your exercise, how much you're doing that, all the other things that are going on in your life. You're not really taking into those considerations, and so it kind of sets you up for failure. But even more so is that you want to think about how can I, if I say I'm going to do something, actually following through it and making consistent, manageable things in your life that you can do over time. So instead of working out 6 days a week, you might really start to think about how can I make a consistent habit of 3 to 4 times a week for 30 to 45 minutes. That's a lot more doable, and it gives you time for other things. As well as maybe it's your diet, maybe it's like you don't need to cut all your calories, you just need to start eating the right foods, creating better habits in your life. Making some decisions and then sticking with those decisions, that's kind of how you reestablish belief back in yourself. You start to build a little bit more confidence. And when you have more confidence, you're going to be likely to build those habits in your life. I remember when my daughter was a little bit younger, I took her out to the park, and she really struggled going up these stairs and climbing these stairs, and it was really because she was scared. She didn't know how to do it. So I got behind her, I helped teach her how to lift her leg up and then do the other leg, and she she started to make her way up. After she figured it out, man, she was zooming up that thing. It's really like that in all aspects of life. When we build more confidence, we're going to be more likely to follow through or create habits in those particular areas that we're trying to grow in. So what I would say to the person that is really trying to get healthy, they want to make health a priority. They want to make sure that they have a great quality of life as they age. And the byproduct of getting healthy is you're going to lose weight. So if you focus on that, that's going to be the main thing and the main priority that I believe will really help you out. So once you establish you want to get healthy, then it's just a matter of consistently making habits. Make a decision and then follow through with it. One of the things I was telling my cousin Sherry is that I know for myself that I've decided to make decision to, train or work out, to make it a consistent habit to work out 4 times a week, no matter what. Now there might be days, there might have been a couple weeks here and there where I haven't done that, but I don't get all bummed out at myself if I miss a day of a training session, because I know I'm going to make it up somewhere in the week. I don't let myself get out of that, and this is where a lot of people do. What they do is they miss a day of working out or training, or maybe it's a different decision in their life. They decide to eat really bad, and so then they just let it slide, and then the next day they don't work out again, they have something else come out, then it starts a even more poor eating habits. And then before you know it, there are 2-3 weeks where they really haven't worked out and they fell off the bandwagon. And then that takes another dig at their self-confidence. You see where I'm getting at with here? It's this vicious cycle. So this is really, really what holds people back. So make a decision. When you make that decision, stick with it. It's going to build more belief and more confidence back in you. And the more confidence and belief that you have, it's going to sustain you and keep you going. And you're going to be able to make it a lifestyle and habit. And before long, you start changing all these lifestyle habits. You start eating right. You start getting rid of some of those toxins. And it helps you to make better decisions in all these other areas. And you're going to see a big dramatic change over the course of a year time. So think about where you'd be in the next 2 to 5 years if you keep making those changes. It'll be dramatically, instead of just focusing on losing the weight overnight. I want to, lose 30, 40 pounds in a month's time. That's great. It can happen. But if you get off that mindset and start making great habits, you'd be blown away what you can accomplish over the next 2 to 5 years. So that's another mindset change, just thinking about maybe delayed gratification. Think about 2 to 5 years out. And then you're going to carry it on and you're going to have better results rather than starting, quitting, and then after 10 years down the road, you're worse off than when you started back here, right? So this is the biggest thing that I think really holds people up. And if you guys can get this and really start creating great habits in your life, you're going to notice a world of difference. You're going to be on the right track, and all this other information that we're putting out will be really helpful for you. So if you do like this information, make sure you like, subscribe, share. We're going to be putting out a lot of content that helps you in all these 5 lifestyle factors: nutrition, exercise, sleep, stress, and toxins. And hopefully we can start doing some cooking videos. I know maybe a lot of you guys might like those videos. I'm gonna collaborate with my wife to really help create some awesome cooking videos and things that you can utilize for healthy food. So with that said, God bless you guys. Have a great day and peace.